there, it's Silvana. So the first thing you're going to notice, other than I'm on the potato, is you're not really going to see a lot right now. That's because I'm at work, and the rules of recording at work are really, really tight about what I can and can't show. So you're mostly going to see the inside of my work vehicle. So some things I figured out is I do want to do the daily vlog, but recording, editing, and posting video all on the same day, especially when it's families coming over day, so everybody's running around the house, and let me step back two steps and try that again. So every weekend on Saturday or Sunday, it was Sundays, but since my work schedule changed, it's moved to Saturdays. My family gets together. It's me, my husband, my mom, my little brother, his wife, sometimes their daughter, and sometimes not, because sometimes she'll spend Saturday with her other grandparents. Okay? So, I found out that trying to record and everything during that time period, especially when the debate is still on, whether or not we're going to vlog trips, because people are not sure how they feel about being on camera, is pretty much impossible. So, of course, I didn't post anything up yesterday, and here it is Sunday, and I had to sleep most of today.
Okay, here's the West End lights on. I'm going to need you to take that CP333 trip instead.
And so I had to sleep, and then when I got up, I had to take a shower and all like that and get ready for work. So,
yeah, 333.
I didn't get anything up today.
That's out by tomorrow, Jane.
So I'm going to end up not getting anything up onto YouTube until Monday after I get off of work. So that's the other thing. Here's what time it is. I work from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. on Sunday nights. So it's going to be a long day. Okay. Anyway. So what we're going to do, I've noticed, is I'm going to have to film stuff the day before for the next day. So I'll film stuff on Sunday, put it up on Monday, and on like that. So Monday should be Makeover Monday. We're going to film that on Monday, but not going to go up till Tuesday. And the same thing with Trip Thursdays. They'll be filmed on Thursday, but not posted until Friday. And that should hopefully eliminate any more dead days. Also, with episode count, if you noticed on Friday, the episode was episode 1. So what I'm going to do is episode 1:1. So year 1, episode 1. And then the count from there is going to be 1:2, year 1, day 2, like that. Until we get to day 365. And then the next episode after that will be 2:1, year 2, day 1. Hopefully that makes sense. When I get actually to a computer, I will put a, that's my hand, hi. I'll put up on the screen a visual of what I mean. So that maybe that'll help make a little more sense there. So since I'm at work, let me tell you a little bit more about what this job is. So right now I'm at my actual job, which I'm not going to name any companies, but I'm going to cover some basics. So basically, I work for a company that works for the railroad. So you can see some trains out there, but you didn't actually see that. Shh. Okay, so what they pay our company to do is to come and pick their people up and take them to the train, or pick them up from the train and bring them back to check in and go home. They also, and this is what part I'm doing right now, have another vehicle that takes crews that are not from here that have to stay the night, because they can only work for a 12-hour shift. So if they live in another town and come into Lincoln, they have to stay at a hotel. The railroad pays for that, and they provide transportation to and from the hotel. And that's what position I'm working currently, is I'm driving the vehicle that takes them from the yard office to the hotel, or from the hotel back. So, with the railroad traffic being down way far right now,
Yeah, 5072, you are still going to tomorrow.
Our our hours as well got cut.
She's supposed to take the crew that's going out to get that 431.
So I was working 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, from 3 in the afternoon to 3 in the morning. But because traffic is down and time got cut and schedules are based on seniority, the only shift I could get and hold is the hotel bus, and that's what they call all the vehicles, is a bus. I don't know why they're not buses. Sorry about that. So
That's right, thank you.
is the hotel bus 1 day a week, Sundays, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So the other job,
Game over.
I am still debating whether or not I'm going to do it, and this is my fear. About 2 or so years ago, a friend of mine's boyfriend was running a company that did telemarketing, business to business telemarketing. So what that means is a company will say, a website development company that builds websites for companies, okay, pays his company so much money to sell their services to other companies. I know it sounds very convoluted, and it kind of was. So basically, I'll use one that does a lot of commercials. We'll say GoDaddy, because that's a company a lot of people know that builds websites. Okay, so we'll say GoDaddy pays my friend's boyfriend's company X amount of dollars to have his workers call up other companies that might need a website. We'll say your local, I don't know, Ace would have something like that. So think something more along the lines of like a mom and pop kind of store that isn't countrywide, that may not have a website, like a local restaurant or a boutique, something like that, that there's maybe 1 or 2 facilities and probably doesn't have a website that's in your local hometown. So my job, I worked for his company, was to call up my local, we'll say, hair salon, and say, This is Joe, and I'm calling on behalf, since we're using GoDaddy, we'll say GoDaddy. I'm calling on behalf of GoDaddy, and we're offering a really good deal to set up your own website. And see, this is where it pays to know what kind of business it is, because like on a hair salon, I could say, and on this website they can set it up where your customers can book their appointments and tell you what kind of hair they want done. Do they want to cut? Do they want to color? Do they want it styled? They can set all that up from the website so that you don't have to pay someone to do that. You could just have, I don't know. It's been a while since I did it, but you get the idea. And I had a script and all that other crap, and it's been years, and I didn't really care. So anyway, I did this job, and I did pretty well, because I hate to say it, because I hate telemarketing, but I'm pretty good at it. Anyway, I was doing well, and his company paid us once a week. So the first week, check comes, no problem. Second week, check comes, no problem. Third week, check comes, no problem. So I had a regular job like this that was only part-time. And I was considering quitting my normal 9 to 5, we'll say, although that wasn't the hours I was working. Piece of crap, it was fast food, I'll be honest. Fast food job. And doing this telemarketing thing from home full time, because I could make a lot more doing it if I could doing the telemarketing than I was making at the fast food. Plus I could set my own hours as long as it was between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Normal business actually 7 p.m. because he called out to California, and 7 a.m. because of East Coast. So there was a bit of a window there that I could set an 8-hour schedule in, and I'd always have the weekends off because we're calling businesses, and a lot of businesses, the kind of people that make those decisions, don't work the weekend, or they're just not open on the weekend, depending on what kind of business you're calling. So 4th week, my check comes, I go to cash it, and it bounces. I call my boss, I tell him what happened, they send me a new check plus extra to cover the bounce fee, and that one cleared and there was no problems. Next week comes, I get paid, I cash it, no problem. The next payday comes and my check does not come. I have yet to see that paycheck. Keep in mind, this was like 3 years ago. He promised me faithfully that at the time I hadn't gotten paid because him and his business partner were disillusioning the partnership, and that he would make sure that I would get paid. I still haven't gotten that money. Okay, so this company that's offered me this work from home position, I've done some checking on it. It seems like it's a really legitimate company and that this wouldn't happen with them. My problem is my friend's boyfriend's company was a really legit company too. Her mother, my friend's mom, had worked for his company for over 5 years, and she had worked, which is how they started dating, worked in a different part under his partner, so she wasn't dating the boss necessarily, for 2 years, which is the only reason why I considered it in the first place, because it wasn't like a national company. It was based in one city, and I had to go look it up and do some BBB and stuff like that. It was a legitimate company, And I know things happen with companies. They go bankrupt, or if there's partnership, it splits, and there's no way to tell. And that's my big fear, is that I'm going to get to doing this job, and I'm going to get 6 weeks, 8 weeks into it, at which point I'd want to give up this job. Not because I don't like my job here, because I really do, but one day a week, it obviously, like I said, some financial things changed at home, which is how we're going to Disney. If those changes hadn't happened, and they weren't like it wasn't like my husband got a huge raise or something like that where it's permanent. I'll put it this way: my husband gambles quite a bit, and the Nebraska lottery, because you guys know we live in Lincoln, Nebraska, decided to be really, really nice to him and give him a couple grand. Okay, and I don't mean like 2 or 3. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars, but not enough. It wasn't like the lotto where it was like millions. Okay, so it was enough to pay off our debts, go on a trip, and put some money aside. And if it wasn't for that, I would be host. I would have had to been out beating feet looking for a real job much before this, because we wouldn't have had the money to pay the bills. But since we used a good portion of the money to pay off all of our debts, and then most of what was left after the debts were paid off to book the trip and to put away for next year's September trip, what little bit we had to put away between the two of us is kind of gone. I have this month, April's rent's already paid, and I have most of May's rent still put up, and then I'll be broke. So I have to do something. Either hours here have to pick up, or I have to roll the dice and do this other thing. And I know this company, the work at home company, isn't going to give me forever to make up my mind. The lady told me in the interview that their company thing, it says in there that I have to work at least 10 hours a month. So if I don't do that before the end of April, at least that before the end of April, they're going to let me go anyway. Not that I've ever actually worked a day yet. So, and I'm still having that debate with my computer of where I should have it. And I do have a laptop. And I'm beginning to think that that might be my answer, is to put the laptop, which I never use, in the spare room on the desk where my computer was. I think my headset, and if not, I could get a new one, is in that room somewhere. So I could use the laptop for work, and then I could leave the big computer still hooked up to the TV for when I play Minecraft and stuff like that. I can do that out in the living room. We can do Netflix still and all that nice jazz. Because really what I'd like is 2 desktops. One in the living room and one in the spare room to do the work off of, if this is what I'm going to do. And then start doing, some time. And that's my other problem, is with me working Sundays, I don't get home till Monday morning. After 12 hours of work, all I want to do Monday morning is, of course, go to bed. And so, I don't know what hours they have open, if it's a 24-hour day job or is it a 9 to 5 job. So if it's 9 to 5, I can't work Monday at all. So I guess I'd have to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I don't know if they offer weekends or not. And I'd prefer not to do the weekends, because Saturday, I want to keep Saturday. And if it looks like it's going to be promising enough that I can lose this job, then I could do Saturday and Sunday both with the family, and then I could go and work 40 doing Monday through Friday. So I guess what I'm going to do tomorrow when I get up is the training material they sent to my email. I'll do that, and I'll look and see what kind of hours they offer. If I know where the laptop is, if I can find my headset, because it's customer service, so I'll need my headset, and then I'll go from there. So I think at this point we're going to call that today's video, and tomorrow we'll be talking about working out and diets and all that fun stuff. I also have a weird problem that's gonna make maybe no sense, but I'm gonna talk about it real quick anyway. So I notice on bigger channels, they have set aside days to do question and answers and mail time because people send them things. Now, I know my viewership on this channel, at least currently, is very, very low. And the people who I know are subscribed to me, I actually personally know a good portion of them. So I don't expect them to send me Q&As or anything in the mail. However, I've also been warned that there's a possibility with my daily vlogs, especially with remind me in a second, Disney stuff. I got to talk about that as well. So I guess basically the question is, should I wait till the channel's a bit bigger to set aside Q&A days and mail time days for questions from viewers and mail from viewers? Because I'll name some vloggers I watch. I used to watch the Shea Tarts a lot. I've kind of fallen out of love with them. Now, they don't do Q&A or mail time, although I'm sure they get a lot of questions and a lot of mail from fans. Although they don't talk about that I've seen in any of their vlogs. But again, I stopped watching them about a year or so ago. So the new person that I just discovered and have been binging the heck on is Casey Neistat or Neistat. I'm not quite sure how to say your name, Casey. Sorry. His vlogs are awesome, and if you haven't watched them, go and watch him. He is crazily cool. Lives in New York City. I think he's a bit crazy for that just on its own. Now, he has Q&A time, a specific day for Q&A, and a specific day for mail time, because people send him stuff. Nintendo Capri Sun, or Timothy Bishop, depending on if you watch him, which name you may know him under. He has his gaming channel, and he has a vlog channel, and on his vlog channel, he doesn't have a set schedule, like vlog once a week or vlog every day or anything like that. He just kind of vlogs whenever the mood hits him. And he will do, from time to time, mail time of stuff that people sent him. I watch another lady, her channel name is Gillian at Home. I started watching her because of her Disney stuff, which I like a lot. Her main channel stuff, which is just basically her weekend, what her and her sister and stuff does on the weekend. And she talks, I won't say a lot, like it's not like a makeup tutorial a lot, but there is quite a bit of conversation on her channel about makeup, which is not something that interests me at all. And that's fine. I'm not the only person on the planet, and she doesn't have to make her stuff to make me happy. So, and she just got a P.O. box because people were asking her if they could send her stuff. And since she talks about her life all the time, there's really no need for Q&A, because there's not really much about her. If you've watched her vlogs, there's not much else you could ask about her that you shouldn't already know. Now, I know my older vlogs, which I'm going to organize, do talk a lot about my life, at least my past. And so, I don't know what kind of questions I might get if I ever get a good sized viewership. I'm definitely open to questions. And of course, you know, I'm definitely the kind of person who I would never ask people, hey, please send me, but I'm definitely open to, if they want to send it, that they can. And I don't want my actual real, where I live, address out there, because the internet's not always a safe place, and people aren't always as well. Okay, people like Jeffrey Dahmer exist. Okay, I'm just gonna say it that way and be rude. So, okay, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about with the Disney is, if I vlog, which of course it's still a question mark, but if I vlog, what's gonna happen with that is I will still do my dailies from the hotel in the morning while we're getting ready, or I'll record a real quick something in the evenings when we get back to go up the next day, which is another reason why I started thinking about doing a day ahead recording, is because when we're at Disney, I'm not going to really have a lot of time to record and edit, and I probably won't even have my stuff there. So it's going to be very raw video, which will be interesting. So it'll be just a real basic 5-10 minute, hey, how's it going? We're at Disney World. This is where we're going to go today. This is where we're going to eat. Type deal. And then when we get back, if I do end up recording, I will edit, and each Thursday, instead of I guess that would actually be Friday then. Each Friday, instead of putting up conversations about trips, about planning this trip, or what we're getting in the mail for this trip, and stuff like that, the trip Thursday will be just a 15-20 or so minute edit of part of a day, and we'll start with day one and just go through until we come home. And then at that point, it'll be close enough to next time, to next year, where I can talk to you guys about how my family and I picked what hotel we've picked out and stuff like that. And hopefully between now and then, the rest of my family will say that they're okay with being on video, so that I don't have this in my, aren't I think my husband is going to give in and say yes, that he doesn't mind being on video for May's trip. And then I'll get Spud and them's okay for September, and start getting them into the vlog so that you guys can get to see faces with the names and everything like that. Alright, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below any questions or anything that you'd like. And I love you all, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.